Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, and today I have a little treat for you, another Operation Cast. Yes, indeed, that means two shorter casts combined into one episode. Well, two replays of short games, whatever, but nonetheless, Operation Panzermarch is ready to go ahead. A spearheaded assault right into an alliance, hoping to cause as much disruption as possible, initiated by a night assault led by the 17th SS Panzergrenadier Division Götz von Berlichingen, charging forwards without remorse. Opposing them right here in the beginning shall be the 4th Infantry Division under Steady General 07, and leading the 17th Panzergrenadier is Tommy Gaga. Yes, indeed. And in fact, let's not muck about, let's get right to it. I said right to it when I click the stop button. There we go. And of course, Semois, sort of nice urban territory right here. Of course, means you have to be careful with Panzerschrecks, packs, and vehicles. Sort of this rather creates some things for packs and Panzerschrecks, bazookas, all that. And in fact, much more effective because there's not much room for the vehicles to maneuver about, and then there's a lot more room for your infantry to actually be safe in. Packs are sort of more weapons for more open territory. Packs, bazooka, Panzerschrecks. I can keep saying packs when I mean Panzerschrecks. Damn it! Nonetheless, bazookas and Panzerschrecks are more sort of close-quarter weapons. So there we go, and of course close-quarter weapons, flamethrowers, mortars, all that sort of work nicely right here. These bits more open, sort of more suited for packs. And of course these points right here will get harassed, usually in particular in the Wehrmacht one. So of course it's not a bad idea to wire that off. And of course these 2 points are also things that might actually get a bit harassed themselves as well. Yes, indeed. And again, the more clever player might actually sort of try to shift about, thus avoiding grinding his face down into a wall, whatever that means. And yes, and there we go, a bit of barbed wire there. Nice thing to note, the American is in fact pushing rather aggressively towards the center. That's a bit of a plan there, in fact. And there we go, riflemen ready, and apparently they will be going straight for these and the fuel point, thus being able to use it faster. And interestingly enough, we're actually seeing a few pioneers out for air reloaded, aka Tommy Gaga, whatever he decides to play as. And he's going with the, oh dear, this is the slightly clever thing. We've seen it used once before, well, a few times before. The last time was as Chains, who was so nice to send in a game. We've actually not heard anything from else otherwise. He is free to send in further games. And anyhow, he's going for the sort of setup of forward barracks right away, thus not spending fuel on the Wehrmacht quarters, and then begin spamming out Volksgrenadiers. Apparently you only use it to get Volksgrenadiers out, this sort of strategy, nothing else. Just Volksgrenadiers. We'll actually be seeing a rather more mobile and assault-ready force from the Wehrmacht, which I suppose would fit in with the sort of SS paradigm. And riflemen sort of sneaking about in the south, might be getting ready for some sort of nasty assault there. Pioneers laying down the wire here. Although, of course, if the riflemen make it through here, the pioneers will be in a bit of trouble, since they're not suited to really take care of that. Volksgrenadiers keep pushing out from the forward barracks, being placed up right there by the Wehrmacht. A tiny Reich headquarters, I suppose. But why going up right here to deny cover? What we like to see. What we like to see. And again, that's one of the uses of barbed wire. Basically deny cover to your opponent. Another is basically just to impede movement. And other bits like here, for example, to deny them passage for areas. But again, sometimes you can just place some barbed wire out in an open area, like say here, to just deny, make it harder for your opponent to move straight at you. Again, the longer you can keep him moving, the longer you can keep shooting at him when he's not in cover. Riflemen pushing through here, going straight for the victory point. Perhaps going to ambush the pioneers. Other riflemen here, but they are getting forced away by 2 Volksgrenadier teams, and I'll imagine another one will soon be on the way. As soon as there's enough manpower for that, Volksgrenadiers pushing through here. And apparently these chaps might want to do something, but then again, pioneers forced away by the riflemen who have secured the victory point. In fact, the riflemen are pushing through on all angles. And here's a clever bit. Again, I mean, we're seeing quite a few clever tricks despite this being a bit of a short game. I mean, laying down sandbags before you even seize a point from the enemy, to sort of protect yourself in slightly more hazardous areas. Clever move that from Mr. Steady General 07. And of course, question is, will he be compounding this cleverness with some more sneakiness? Who knows, but certainly lots of Volksgrenadiers, a small force being sent here to oust the riflemen who are now actually on the move and might be caught unawares by the Volksgrenadier force. Other Volksgrenadiers, no, that's pioneers, and others laying down mines. Good, pulling back here while Volksgrenadiers are pressing forwards. So far, 3 Volksgrenadier teams. A small trick I like to do is basically just use control groups on them one by one. That way I can generally keep control of them, and of course I can much easily access them when they're in the base without having to go back there and then just press R for reinforce. It's a slight clever trick there. I hope you might find enjoyment out of it. Riflemen facing off against Volksgunners in heavy cover, though the riflemen are on the wrong side again. Remember, cover is directional. There's no sort of trickery and sorcery here. If you're not on the right side of the cover, you're going to get shot your face off. But now a large force of Volksgunners advancing right here. A bit of barbed wire here again. Pioneers taking up position in the church, the house of God, but flamethrowers already there to deliver the tongue of Satan on and lash it against the house, forcing them away. Not good here. And a slightly more... No, there was no mines there. I actually thought that would have been another game. Oh dear. So much going on here. Pioneers and engineers facing off. Riflemen and other engineers facing off as well. Volksgunners getting assaulted by engineers with flamethrowers. Absolutely insane. Now another Volksgunner team has arrived again. Just added to the control groups. And there you go. You can easily access them. It's caused the trouble is sort of remembering which one is which. But then again, I'm just basically mostly I use it just to sort of remember to easily get them reinforced back at base. And the riflemen and Americans are pushing forward, but the fire is simply too much for Volksgrenadier teams bearing down upon these riflemen. This is not looking good, although if they had some grenades, they might be able to turn around, but sadly not. Further riflemen advancing, and to this point finally being taken by an awfully low health rifleman team. And pushed away here. Engineers finish here, and now they're in fact laying down some mines, so it was actually this game. And of course this is the additional sneakiness I talked about. Not only making it easier to defend this while taking it, but of course also when they're trying to retake it, mine. So he's really hoping to delay the Wehrmacht fuel seizure. Even a bit of sandbags and barbed wire here to protect this area. And of course, as the Americans, you can in fact yourself, lay down sandbags, lay down barbed wire to sort of create your own defensive points. There's nothing wrong in using your infantry like that, or your engineers. I mean, just because you're an American doesn't mean you shouldn't be using barbed wire sandbags at all. It's sadly something a lot of Americans forget. Are not steady general. It's quite steady. Engineers facing off against the pioneers, burning them. These pioneers have barely avoided the mine. Oh, the pioneer team is lost to the flames. The devil slash keeps pushing onwards, and there's further pioneers just narrowly avoiding the mines. Oh dear, still not a lot of fuel for Tommy Gaga, aka Air Reloaded. He has got the Volksgrenadiers, but he doesn't have the fuel. Oh dear, although he looks like he's going straight for the skirmish phase. Oh no, that's the assault phase. Of course, since he's seen Browning automatic rifles, he doesn't have to fear about something as silly as an armored car right away. So he's getting his own Pumas to really take the advantage of perhaps a Sturmgeschütz. Who knows? But Volksgun is seizing as much territory as they can. Creek barracks actually going up. Interesting. But of course that's not bad. But I had sort of figured for that time we would go straight for the Pumas. But let's not underestimate him or think lowly of him. Of course he's quite free, and of course quite free to get grenadiers, or perhaps a half track. That would be quite a nice tool against those riflemen. Volksgun is advancing in a large force, 15 men strong. Might want to spread them out a bit though. Going straight for this point, and of course might slightly expose themselves. Riflemen pushing onwards. Volksgun is being forced away. Lots of automatic fire. Could be caught in a pin, said Riflemen. No, they're pushing towards here. And we are seeing there was an attempt at a supply up, but apparently that was stopped. Instead there's a G at center. But now Riflemen pushing onwards. Not a lot of good cover for the Volksgrenadiers at the moment. Going down, and we are seeing suppressive fire being directed against them. One team already suppressed. Two teams. This is looking bad. And 3 teams suppressed us, meaning they actually fire a bit slower, I believe, and they certainly take a bit less damage, but still not the best. And there we go, one last team of riflemen, but the other one goes down in a hail of Volksgrenadier fire. A hailstorm. Anyways, that wasn't less good. Pioneers pulling away. Half track ready. Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251. Must have been on lend from some other division, probably 9th or 10th SS, which actually lended the 17th SS a few battalions of, well, reconnaissance troops. So who knows what could have happened. Riflemen pushing towards the center though. Volksgun is pushing onwards. No doctrine as of yet for Air Reloaded, aka Tommy Gaga, aka whatever he likes to call himself the next time. He's a bit schizophrenic like that at times, I feel. And Grenadier teams now coming out of the forward barracks. And a Goliath, my goodness, he's really Going to put his munitions forward in a not rather offensive manner, and I'm not meaning vulgar jokes and political incorrectness. I'm talking Goliaths. Rifleman hanging about here. There seems to be a bit of unsureness as to Steady General and what his next move will be. My goodness, in the meanwhile, solid assault force moving in. Volksgrenadiers, half-track grenadiers. Rather fitting of Panzergrenadier tactics, I imagine. Grenadiers leading the charge, ready to lob some grenades over the head cover. That would be good. Grenade, yes indeed, at the riflemen, forcing them away. Victory for the fatherland. Once more opening things up, half-track moving about here. Rifleman engineers might be countering, except there's a bit about why they're preventing that from moving in. They might flank through. Sneaky that, sneaky that. No, the half-track is moving in. The half-track. Now they're getting caught on all sides. Volksgrenadiers finding away from every angle, and they're out negative cover, making them much more easy targets. Less fortunate, and now they are forced to retreat through the gauntlet of Wehrmacht doom. Rifleman counter-attacking viciously. No grenades for the Americans though, and actually it's time to have a look at him. What he might be up to. Grenade at the rifleman. Oh dear, that was terrible. 3 men down, 4 men. Oh dear, that was another rifleman team lost. No doctrine as of yet either. Steady General so far not doing too steady. In fact, he's down to only half. Oh dear, good use of Volksgrenadiers right away. Showing you don't necessarily need an MG42 to keep fighting for the fatherland. And the half-track now moving in, opening up on the riflemen, my goodness. Suppressing them and crashing their cover, that dastardly half-track. And looks like the Goliath are taking up position there to prevent any sort of sneaky trickery right there. And looks like a tank depot is actually going up for Steady General. Deciding to hell with this, he's going straight for the armor, he's going for the tanks. To hope to catch Mr. Air Reloaded with his panzers down. Yes indeed, that was actually a pun used in an American propaganda poster. And yes, it wasn't very witty.
Forward supply lines are broken.
But certainly holding this point and seizing as much territory as he can with his infantry. Good aggression. Although looks like Steady General might want to practice his attacking from other angles than the direct one. Even mines being laid down by the pioneers, though they might get shot up as they're caught right there out in the negative cover doing stuff. And one down immediately, running back towards the half-track, manning the guns once more.
We are losing enemy unit down.
And some pioneers were lost in the south. That was less fortunate. Tank depot is ready, more riflemen on the way, pushing norwards. Perhaps catch these Volksgrenadiers who are in a slightly unfortunate position if they do not get away quickly enough. There we go. Running away. Further Volksgrenadiers moving in to put a stop to that. Grenadiers pushing southwards to put a stop to those chaps moving in there. Riflemen coming under immediate fire from the Grenadiers as they advance across the open plains. And forcing the riflemen away with swift movement. Half-track moving in.
The Axis are capturing a sector.
Quite a few Volksgrenadiers being man-massed right there. Still no grenades from the Americans, though there might be a Sherman soon. I hope it's a Sherman. He's certainly not getting a tank destroyer. Riflemen phasing off against the Volksgrenadiers rather than hanging the heavy cover. Volksgrenadiers only light cover, but still 15 Volksgrenadiers versus 6 riflemen. And looks like these engineers were trying to do some nasty business, but were getting stopped, and they discover there's a Pack 38 ready for the fatherland. My goodness, and they begin burning it right away. And the engineers are quickly run off in a spectacular manner. And the engineers continue their run. Riflemen now being faced with a half-track again. Sadly nothing to really stop them. There we go though. Sherman coming in. Going straight for the armor in the hopes of getting the drop on the German player. And the Volksgun is now coming under fire from 2 rifleman teams. Oh dear, things are looking bad. And there we go, 1 team suppressed as the riflemen close the gap, forcing them on the run. 2 more Volksgun teams, but again, now they are certainly getting outnumbered and outgunned. Although they do have infantry too. 1 though, ooh, quite close. Who shall win this? Volksgun is forced away. Riflemen though taking heavy losses in the process. The Volksgun is not quite as much actually. There we go, 1 rifleman team on the right, and there we go, last Volksgun here running away, and these riflemen are still holding out, although now forced away by the half-track and the grenadiers. Quite a bit of action there. Tank almost ready.
One of our munitions points.
And I believe that half-track might be getting a nasty surprise very soon if it continues right into the American base, and there we go. Surprise Sherman, and there we go, hitting the front. Half-track rather realizing it went into a bad place and that it might not make it out alive. There we go, out of control. Half-track gone. Pioneers might also be lost. 50 cal machine gun upgraded. Pioneers gone. Grenadiers now being threatened with the Sherman. There we go. Will he be charging right into here? I mean, he has seen the Pak-38, so he might be on to be careful about charging right through here. The most open area, in fact, and a nice spot to place a Pak-38. And there we go, charging in it nonetheless. Getting hit by Pak-38. Fine, that's less than spectacular, less than magnificent. The Sherman, though, seemingly doesn't care. Crashing through the barbed wire. Although it is nicely open for an infantry assault right through the center. If Steady General actually decides to push it, could swamp that Pak-38 quickly. And then the defenders thus seizing it for the greater good of the American cause. But no, instead he's just pulling out that Sherman. Rather than pushing northwards, this seems to be going a bit unfortunately for Steady General. Rather than now coming under fire from Volksgrenadiers. Another Pak-38 being sent in towards the center. And the Goliath sneaks in, killing 5 riflemen right away. No, 4 riflemen. Allowing the Volksgrenadiers to counterattack, and 1 rifleman team against 4 Volksgrenadier teams. Veterancy 2, that's absolute madness. Needs to get away. That's certainly a nice full squad, even an over full squad right there. Or 2 squads, not entirely sure. But certainly quite a bit of firepower directly against these riflemen, forcing them away. Almost completely down even, in fact, leaving behind a BAR for those Volksgrenadiers to pick up as a nice little gift. Sherman getting repaired, supply and upgrade on the way. No further riflemen though, could be useful.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
Repairs complete, sir.
And once more the Volksgrenadiers advance, riflemen being forced away here. Grenadiers with Panzerschrecks. Things are going to look nasty for that Sherman, I fear. Advancing once more for Uncle Sam. The 17th SS dealing with a few riflemen hanging about in the south. And facing off against all of those Volksgrenadiers opening up. Volksgrenadiers being forced away. In fact, right on the double. The Sherman simply too much for the Volksgrenadiers to handle. Though it actually doesn't seem to do anything to them, except causing a vast panic. And these Volksgrenadiers are getting burned up alive. Quite a bit of damage being taken. Several on fire, burning, running straight into the victory point. Poor chap. And what do we have here? A Stu 42. Blitzkrieg has been chosen. Oh dear, these riflemen need to get away, and they do get away just in time before the Stu 42 flatten them all. Volksgrenadiers running away. 1 rifleman team, and now Sherman moving in. Oh, has to be careful again. That's Pak-38 is still there. Then again, if he uses the church carefully, of course, this Pak-38 will not be able to hit. Could be what he's counting on. More riflemen on the way. No grenades. No doctrine.
Initiating defensive operations.
Sturm Harmony going up. Sherman moving. Stu 42 moving in from the south. Sherman the only thing holding it back. And the Sherman misses. Grenadiers moving in from the north though, hoping to get a few good shots off on the Sherman with then lovely Panzerschrecks. Tin can openers. Misses. And engineers are moving in with flamethrowers. In fact, those inside the building really need to get away before they're burned alive and cooked and roasted inside that building. But the engineers charge in nonetheless. Grenadiers in trouble. Elite armor actually makes them easier to hit for flamethrowers and make them take more damage. Panzermarch fire though goes in quite a bit on the Sherman. Riflemen moving in. Artillery prepared. Grenadiers getting suppressed by the 50 caliber machine gun on the Sherman. A bit of resources being floated by Steady General. No further armor, no upgrades, no sticky bombs, no grenades or anything for the riflemen. No, nothing. Has to be careful with that. Has to be very careful. Artillery is ready though to sunder the German lines of the 17th SS. And these riflemen are a bit of trouble getting caught out in the open. False grenadiers with a single Browning automatic rifles, delivering quite a eulogy of death upon those riflemen, forcing them away. Vengeance in their minds. And a Goliath, killing more riflemen who actually laid down a mine to protect themselves. Sherman pushing northwards. And the Stu 42 putting a stop to an attack by riflemen moving in, although they might clear out that Pack 38 before it's too late. Or will they? What will they? Oh no. And they managed to clear out the Pack 38, but the Stu 42 managed to clear them out in return. Another Sherman coming in though. Good, good. The heavy infantry approach so far is working quite well for air reloaded, aka Tommy Gaga. Now with the Stug 4, Sturmgeschützsphere. Sherman under heavy fire from Pack 38 and the Stu 42. Oh, they might almost get knocked out. But no, apparently it makes it out of there alive. The Stu 42 did not feel like suppressing its luck, and it has gotten Veterans 1 itself, getting a bit light damage decrease. And now the Stug itself moves in. Sherman getting ready and prepared, and the other one is ready. No use of artillery as of yet, except by that Stu 42 with its 105mm howitzer gun.
We're losing ground out there.
And artillery getting called in. Seems like a bit of a waste, although had Tommy Gaga not spotted this, he would have actually been short one grenadier team, but rather here in the center would have been nice, I think. False grenadiers in the south forced away. The Sherman and the rifleman combo too much. Now the Sherman is actually moving away. Odd. Actually an upgraded fuel point right there by Steady General, giving increased fuel. And a tank destroyer moving in. Will it be enough to break through the center, in particular with those two Pack 38s, although another artillery barrage could be ready to provide the necessary support. We'll have to see. And once more, the False Grenadier assault force turns things a bit into mush. It looks like the Americans are making their grand assault. Stu 42 and Stug firing. Will there be artillery called in on the German positions on the Packs? That would be the clever bit. And engineers moving in to clear out the Packs, actually. Hellcat firing away, though coming under heavy fire. Sherman's advancing from another angle. Call in artillery right there. I mean, that would be an excellent place. Lots of infantry. Everything actually clumped in there in terms of important assets. And there we go. The artillery called in. How much damage will it do? Sherman needs to get away. And my goodness, Pack 38, Stug down. Several False Grenadier down, and the Shermans are still there. Although the tank destroyer is actually down, I think. And this 242 might not make it out. That was quite a blow to air reloaded, but will it be enough? I don't know. Oh dear, this Sherman might actually be caught by this Goliath. Ready to slay the Fat David. Or perhaps the Grenadiers will take care of that. Not a lot of units left for Steady General though. Another tank destroyer moving in. Sherman isn't problem. Or trouble. The engine is gone and now the Sherman itself is gone. More assault guns moving in. Final Sherman also gone. And the tank destroyer then arrives. A bit too late. And game over. Steady General rather quickly pulling back out of the remnants of the town after lost most of his force in a terrible fight. GG for Tommy Gaga. And what can we learn? Well, I mean, again, you don't have to necessarily follow the big most things usually do. I mean, we saw some good uses of infantry, and we saw him go for the creek barracks despite having, the Browning automatic rifles is what some people go for. I don't actually. I go for the creek barracks, but again, I see it a lot in other people. Good use of full gunners, good use of the half track actually. Very good use of mines, but then again also good use of barbed wire, sandbags and mines here and there. I mean, good uses of things in general. Although, I mean, Steady General could have perhaps attacked a bit more from here, and he certainly could have been a bit more aggressive at times. Certainly could have got the drop on some Pack 38s from here time to time in that manner. But nonetheless, there you go, and let's quickly get over to game number 2 here in Operation Panzermarch. And welcome to part 2 of Operation Panzermarch, where the 17th SS continues the attack. Now that night has gone and into day, things might get a bit more dangerous. The Air Force might be appearing to make things difficult for the Panzergrenadiers. And the guts from Berlichingen, then again, they might still continue their penetration through American lines, thus causing as much problem for them as possible as they go straight for American supply lines. Desperate to plug the hole, Mr. Manchurian Candidate. Yes, this is Candidate, not Candidate. A much higher ranked player. Not entirely sure if he was the same one. Anyhow, fighting at least for the 3rd Infantry Division, having been sent in to try and plug the holes in the lines as the 17th SS continues, now under the command of me. Yes, indeed, a bit of a short game, but thought I could put it together here with an operation cast with that other one. So, let's get at it, gentlemen. And of course the usual pioneers, and let's get up a Wehrmacht quarters. What should our American friend be doing? He should be doing something else actually. Something also a bit interesting. This Mr. Candidate. Not Candlejack. Pioneers heading westwards, for Wehrmacht quarters going up. Engineers continuing out so far, no barracks, and clearly has an intent. More engineers. Could this be 4 engineers sniper start, or could he be having something else in mind? 4 engineers barracks and then some riflemen perhaps. We'll have to see, But going straight for all the munitions point. I mean, he's going for a lot of engineers and he's going to be using them as assault infantry. At least that's what the sort of thing would be if he's going for a lot of munitions, And of course, flamethrowers are expensive, so of course he needs all the points as swiftly as possible. Of course, we'll have to see. That will certainly not be a bad thing to assume. Volksgrenadier is on the way. Of course, I'm already, perhaps I'm not, can I see it right already? No. Well, just barely, but I don't think I'm noticing actually at this stage. But once I get the full scanners out, I might actually be noticing that something's going on here. And the engineers look like they are, in fact, going straight for the 2nd munitions point, and they're going for the high one right here as well again. Very, very munitions heavy focus, and there we go, 4th engineer team, and then going up with the barracks. Other engineers going here to connect all the munitions point. So again, he's clearly got something involving quite a few flamethrowers. Very nasty then. I mean, 4 flamethrower teams is hell to keep an eye on. In particular, even if you just have some few riflemen. So that's actually can be very nasty if you're a bit unfortunate. Volkswagen is on the way, and of course already at this stage I'm rather suspecting, well, what's going on here? I mean, this is a bit unusual, breaking on this early on. Breaking forwards. So much territory being seized, and I'm already thus beginning to suspect perhaps he's going for that thing with lots of engineers and then a few riflemen, perhaps, sort of keep things going. Engineers coming under fire and attacking right there. Engineers pressing through in the east, and of course at the same time a spotting there. Thus spotting another engineer team, at which stage I'm pretty much figuring, right, he's going for a lot of engineers. I might be seeing a few riflemen. What do I do? I don't think an MG42 will be suiting me right away, at least, because otherwise I might get flooded by engineers with flamethrowers at all angles, and as some of you might figure, that's less than helpful. The MG42 is simply not swift enough to deal with engineers flanking in from all sides, so what do? Lots of infantry to deal with that. And we'll be getting a third Volksgrenadier team to deal with it, in fact, I imagine. I imagine, Dane. Come on. Yes, there we go. Third Volksgrenadier team moving in. Engineers inside the building, coming under a bit of fire. Other engineers running back towards base. Riflemen moving in. This area is still not connected though, although they are hoping to sort of get the munitions to do that. So far, actually completely ignoring all fuel points. Again, he's sort of expecting to sort of rush me from all sides with engineers with flamethrowers and of course some riflemen with other bits. Again, a very aggressive strategy. Volksgrenadier is fighting off against riflemen, although again, wrong side of the cover there. Heavy cover is directional. In fact, most light cover is as well, unless it's some sort of shrubbery where you can actually stand in it. Volksgrenadier is advancing, then again pulling back, rather realizing standing out in the middle of the road. Less than fortunate idea. Pushing onwards and laying down a bit of barbed wire here to sort of prevent this point from getting harassed right away at least. Thus meaning either they have to cut the barbed wire or they have to run through here. Thus making things a bit easier, since I'm also going to ensure then that they actually won't have any cover. And pushing through there from all angles. Engineers, riflemen. Volksgrenadier is in a bit of a fortunate position, and what do I do? Again, sort of expecting, oh dear, flamethrowers. I immediately order all my Volksgrenadiers, in fact, to focus down the engineers with all vengeance, since one flamethrower with all this cover, of course, can be very deadly. And then proceeding to find where these riflemen who are threatening the flank. And another Volksgrenadier team on the way. At the same time, the engineers are pushing through here, hoping to harass. Again, I mean, really getting the most out of those engineers, pushing at all angles. Again, very aggressive strategy we are in fact seeing.
Yes,
Another Volksgrenadier team ready and going for my fuel point, going for munitions, what he can. In fact, I don't really hold a lot of territory, but at the same time, rather thinking, well, I got to do something. I have to harass him a bit. So I send in my Volksgrenadier force here, which is mostly intact. The others being forced to run away for reinforcements. Pushing through here, engaging the engineers as much as possible, and putting down a bit of Samax to protect my Volksgrenadiers. And there we go, engineers with flamethrowers, the first team. We'll have to cancel this and of course focus them down again. Focus down the chaps with the flamethrowers. They can do the most damage in the shortest time. Although at the same time they're also the easiest targets and force away, but still manage to do a bit of damage and manage to render this point neutral. But still, Americans pushing through in the center and looking a bit grim. Skirmish phase on the way. Krieg barracks. Quite a bit of aggression going on here, and thus reconnecting it all again. My goodness. And of course this point has still not been seized by me, but Volksgrenadiers are swift to counterattack. Pushing onwards with 4 teams, you certainly got a bit of infantry firepower to really make some offensive movements, although again you have to be much more closer with them than compared to say riflemen who can do a bit more on their own. Volksgrenadiers, they have to work in pairs or greater groups, otherwise they're going to get, well, kicked. But firing away at the riflemen, hoping to perhaps flank them a bit. Riflemen going down in greater numbers, others pushing through here in the west bit. And now of course rather realize, oh wait, there's barbed wire there. There's not a lot of cover. Volksgrenadiers moving in, might try to put a stop to that. Flamethrower ready for the Volks Pioneers, one team at least. Volksgrenadiers catching the rifleman right out here, no doctrine as of yet. Some Volksgrenadiers running away. Others trying to deal with the rifleman right there. Quite a bit of action on all sides. And Seal has been chosen, thus giving my troops a bit of resilience as they lose men themselves. One rifleman team forced away, and now the other one getting rather flooded by glorious German troops of the 17th SS, although clearly not the best of the troops. The 17th SS actually had a rather amazing quality of troops, partly because 1/3, I believe, of the troops of the division was supposed to have actually only arrived the day before, a few days before the whole thing went off. So they didn't have much time to actually coordinate with the rest of the division. So while they might have had some general training, they wouldn't have had much training together with the rest of the division, thus not being totally coordinated. But riflemen pushing through there, thus getting focused down again by the Volksgrenadiers. Trying my best to lay down mines, trying my best to really prepare. Again, a bit worried in this case that he might be going for an M8, in which case I might run into a bit of problem as that charges through all of my Volksgrenadiers, making fun of them. But engineers pushing through in the east, riflemen and Volksgrenadiers facing off here. As to full in forces again from the center towards here again, thus knowing that there are riflemen who might be breaking through in the west. And someone hits a mine right there, doing quite a bit of damage. Krieg barracks up, Pack 38 on the way, riflemen getting charged. Fraps being silly. Please, Fraps, be stable. There we go. But certainly quite a bit of action again. Engineers pushing forwards again. Lots of flamethrowers for us engineers. Really nasty. And again, one engineer team can really quite do a bit of damage with those flamethrowers. And again, when you see something like that, really just focus down them as quickly as possible. Of course, if your opponent also have Browning automatic rifles, things can get really extreme, because even then one unit slipping through your defense lines or anything can really mean you have utterly everything collapsed. So it really becomes an insane effort to really keep everything under control. Half track on the way now to sort of give me a bit more mobility and some more swifter suppression, and of course allow me troops to reinforce in the field. A bit of combination right there of things I really need desperately to keep fighting and keep pushing onwards. A bit of medikits there for those pioneers, I believe. Half track ready. Riflemen moving in. Sneaky those. Again, attacks on all sides. Real aggression. The chaps getting reinforced. And a lot of full scanners facing off against these riflemen. Riflemen forced away, and these sort of hanging about here. And my pioneers can't get quite close, need something else. And the half track, well, for some reason I had set the rally point right there, and of course I'd forgotten that with the half track. So that went a bit silly. Riflemen once more moving to harass that fuel point. And motor pool flashing. We might be seeing an armored car very soon. Americans pushing through in the west. And half track moving into flank as well. And there we go, the riflemen on the run. Quite a bit of firepower being directed against them. Meanwhile, getting ready there. Mines being laid down by Maturin Candidate. Lots of mines. Getting ready for any sort of movement right through the west. Good move. Certainly. Still not a lot of riflemen. Then again, he is expecting most of his engineers with all those flamethrowers to do most of the fighting for him. Half track advances right into a mine, destroying the engine. Not the best of situations. Riflemen getting into the building right next to it, and the pioneers immediately jump out, ready to burn the riflemen right inside it. False gunners moving into support. Engineers move in with flamethrowers of their own, thus forcing the pioneers right into the half track again, ready to open up on the engineers. Perhaps pressing them through, though the half track is taking quite a bit of damage. Destroyed engine, and riflemen just firing away, doing further and further damage. Engineers, and there we go. Half track goes up in flames as the armored car advances. It's time to have a look at Maturin Candidate's forces of the 3rd Infantry Division, and the false gunners run straight into another mine. Things not looking too well. West might be collapsing, and of course just to protect, because again I know some players really like to rush in an armored car. I basically place a mine right there, figuring, well, that might be a good spot, just in case he tries to rush it right into my base. Further engagement right here. False gun is holding off the riflemen. Again, the large amount of false gun is actually doing me pretty well. Although again, an MG42 would certainly also help, but again, with all those engineers really begging to sort of flank an MG42, I think the correct direction really was to go for the lots of false grenadiers. Because the false gunners can much easier quickly acquire another target, whereas again with the MG42 you have to pack it up and then set it down again, and that's the time an flamethrower can get in and do terrible, terrible things to you. Hack 38 trying to sneak in and do something and hit that M8. 50 caliber machine gun now on the way. No doctrine. Storm Harmony going up. And the false gunners bravely firing away, using my own sandbags against me. Of course, again, why I want to place a bit barbed wire there, of course. But the riflemen still are taking quite a bit of damage. Quite a few false guns, of course, blasting away. And there we go, full retreat from the Americans. Others sneaking about there. Storm Armory still on the way. No grenadiers as of yet. Mine hit right there. Sneaky use of mining. And we looks like another rifleman team might in fact be on the way. Giving him in fact 4 rifleman teams, but no Browning automatic rifles or no grenades. Either one could actually help him in breaking through in the last stage. I mean, that would actually have been a good thing to combine with those flamethrowers, because then again, even one rifleman team just throwing a grenade could really have caused a lot more havoc. But mines being laid down by me as well. Armored car getting repaired, and once more an assault going in, possibly from as many angles as possible. Volksgrenadiers back at base. Some rushing forwards again. I could easily get outmaneuvered. And Pioneers burning away at the Engineers, forcing them away. Now the Riflemen are the ones who feel the burn of the Volks Pioneers. And again, using that bit of cover against me. Again, a bit of a silly decision. I forgot to remember the barbed wire. And Engineers seizing points there. Armored car ready. Riflemen advancing. Volksgrenadiers holding the line further, moving in as much as possible, as best as possible can. And some Grenadiers arriving as well now. And inspired assault. Inspiring to glorious zeal and accuracy and just firing away and like a nutter. And the armored car getting cleared out by the Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers, also tearing through the Riflemen, forcing those away. Pack 38 though cleared out, and the M8 being a bit of a hazard. But the Grenadiers recrew the Pack 38 ready to turn against the M8. While everything else actually pretty much runs away, though a Sturmgeschützsphere is ready. Stug, the Panzerabteilung, which was actually equipped with Sturmgeschütz for the 17th SS Panzergrenadier Division. And for some reason the Pack 38 will advance. It's a bit of a bad move and has to quickly pull away. Stug 4 has to move in. Volksgrenadiers also have to provide a bit of cover. A very desperate defense for my anti-tank gun. And looks like it will fail. That was a bit of a mismanagement right there by me. Forgot to order back that Pack 38. M8 now advances. Stug 4 on its own. Anti-tank gun getting recruited by Riflemen, although forcing the way. Volksgrenadiers collapsing as well. Leaving behind only the Stug 4 for the moment. No Grenadiers are quick to move in. Could drop some Grenadiers. And grenades, I mean, and just sending in fact, pretty much all I have in a desperate attempt to really control this situation. And the Stug 4 just tries to race past the anti-tank gun, the Pack, which used to be mine, and succeeds. Will it be able? And yes, indeed, just gets back again. Pioneers clearing up the anti-tank gun, the Pack, the Panzerabwehrkanone. Swift, decisive counterattack by the Wehrmacht clears out this area once more. Although things are certainly still not looking completely clear. Grenadiers and other troops retreating. Others seizing points. And others again getting ready at base to move up once more. Americans getting ready for another assault. Interesting enough, no doctrine choice as of yet. No infantry, no airborne, no armor. And there I go, basically just asking if he's him, and for some reason just making a Smurf account with a similarly not sending name, but he's apparently not responding. So just assume no. And just assuming he's just the candle date. And looks like some forces are slowly creeping up on the east, hoping to flank, while others are moving up towards the center to sort of engage the main forces, distracting them. But no, the flanking force actually gets discovered. Forced to move in. Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers storming into the building, although I'm quite not aware that there are flamethrowers nearby to actually force those out as well. But hoping to do a bit of damage, as much protection as possible. And there we go, Engineers with flamethrowers, and making this a very bad position to be in. Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers make a run for it. Pack 38 might get cleared out once more, but Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers once more leading the counterattack, while others are in fact being ignored. These Riflemen are not moving in to help. And a strafing run going in. Air forces have been called in to provide a bit of protection. Strafing run, pinning and suppressing. Armored car ready as well. And a GG from Candle Date and a GG from me. And there we go, game over. The 17th SS shattered the American response force from the 3rd Infantry Division, scoring another victory for the Reich, thus allowing a further advance into American territory and perhaps towards more weaker air areas. And in right here, of course, the M8 actually hit that mine. So there we go. And of course, what can we learn from that? Again, I mean, 4 Volksgrenadier teams certainly have their advantage. Of course, in this case, when there were a lot of engineers, and of course, where an MG42 turning about was simply too slow, they were quite an advantage. And of course, basically being able to gun those engineers quickly down, and they certainly had also their own strength in being basically able to absorb a lot more losses. And of course, the 4 engineers certainly had its advantage, but of course, the way I sort of managed to put a stop to it certainly rendered it a lot less effective, and the M8 really didn't manage to do much either. And of course, I was a bit more vicious in counter-attacking rather swiftly. And certainly he could have used a bit more mines himself, and of course a bit more, perhaps, you know, attacking from all angles. But still, interesting game, at least I hope so. And of course, if you enjoyed it, why not subscribe, tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying, have fun. Cheers.